to my channel. I'm Megan if you're new here, and if you're returning. Thank you guys so much for joining my channel, whether it's your first or millionth time on here. Today, y'all, we are talking about the importance of loving yourself where you're at. I want to put a full trigger warning in the beginning of this, that this may be my first episode that might upset some people, that might make people somewhat angry, and that's okay. We can talk about it. We can have those conversations, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on social media. Feel free to reach out, but we need to talk about this. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump in. Okay, so obviously, my loves, it is so important to love yourself where you're at. And I mean that in the sense of loving who you are, loving how you look, loving your size, loving your hair, loving the things that you do, loving the decisions that you make, etc., etc. It's really important that we learn to be happy and comfortable and care about ourselves and respect ourselves in the state that we are currently in this moment. For example, I love myself, right? I absolutely love everything about me. Through and through, I think I'm an amazing person. I know I'm an amazing person, regardless of what anybody may say. I love the way that I look, even though I'm not satisfied 1,000,000%, and there are some things that I would like to change about myself, and we'll get into that in a second. But I love my friends, I love my family, and I love myself enough to set boundaries, to have morals, to have standards, to have these things that initiates and says that I love myself. But going back to me saying I'm not perfect, and this is where, if you're going to get offended, please click off, because I really do not want to offend people. But I'm also here to say the hard truth. I'm not perfect. There are some things that, although I love myself through and through, love myself. You can never make me hate myself. You can never make me upset again, because y'all know if you watch my bullying video, which I'll link up here, I used to, but I don't anymore. If that is the case, I'm not perfect, right? Never will I be perfect. But let's use my weight as an example. There are some things that I could do to make myself more satisfied with my body and my physical appearance, right? I love the way that I look. I love my body. I love that my body gets me to and from where it needs to go. And I know this might come off a little bit confusing, but I also know that I could probably afford to tone up a little bit more. I could probably afford to work out a little bit more than I do, because I need to do that. I love being physical. So on weeks where I'm super overwhelmed with work and I just don't get out and do it, I need to do that. I really need to make that a priority, because I know that means that I'm loving myself even more. I don't ever want to get the self-love thing confused with things that you can control and that you can fix. You know, yes, you should love yourself. You should love yourself 100%, but you should also love yourself enough to change the things that you don't like about yourself. Let me say that. That's what I'm trying to say here. So if you don't love your weight, if you don't love the way you physically look, you shouldn't keep telling yourself, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, until you believe it. If you don't like that, that's okay. I don't like things about myself, but I love myself enough to focus on fixing those things. If mentally you don't like the way that you get so freaking angry anytime anybody says anything, or you cry a lot, or you get upset whenever somebody, feels like they're even attacking you and you have to get in defensive mode, then you should love yourself enough to focus on fixing that. Why are you this way? Why do you get so angry? Why do you get so defensive? Why do you have so many issues with men, with women, with friends, with keeping relationships? What is it? And do you love yourself enough to fix that? Because again, none of us are perfect. Loving yourself doesn't mean that you like every single thing about yourself. I mean, think about it. You love your significant other, you love your family, you love your best friend, but you damn sure don't like everything that they do. I know I can't stand some things that my best friend does. Sorry, Kristen, sometimes, but her and I have had those talks, those arguments. But because we love each other so much, every single time at the end of the day, we're like this, because we end up talking it out. I don't like everything that my family does. They drive me effing crazy. But I love them, and because I love them, what do? We talk it out, we figure it out. I don't like everything about myself, so what do? I work out more, I go to counseling, I find new people to talk to, I find mentors, I hire business coaches. I do these things because I love myself, not because I hate myself, but because I'm secure, because I love who I am, and I want to like myself. I want to like attributes and things about myself even more, so I continue to work on myself. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying, again, without being offended, that it's okay to love you, and you need to love you? Please do not take this message wrong. Please do not say, oh God, I should hate myself. That is not what I'm saying. You should love yourself, but you should also love yourself enough to tackle those things that you do not like or that just don't make you happy about yourself. That's about as simple as I can put it, again, because I'm not trying to belittle you for loving yourself, for practicing self-care, for being happy where you're at. You absolutely 1,000,000% should. But at the same time, if you love yourself but don't love everything about you, and you don't like everything about you, and you don't like the way your relationships are unfolding, you don't like the way that your friendships are turning out, you don't like the way that your family's falling apart, or you can't keep a job, or for some reason you cannot financially get yourself in order, or you don't like the way that you look physically, or you just don't like how unconfident, incompetent, whatever the heck that word is, that you are, then you should love yourself enough to work on those things, focus on those things, take care of those things. That is normal. And I'm here as somebody who speaks to you, who tells you these things, who is also going through it. Okay? Love myself. Promise, pinky swear. I love myself. But I love myself enough also to know that I'm not perfect. I have issues. I continue to work every single day, and I continue to strive and be better and keep moving forward. And that's an important message that I wanted to share with you guys today, is that it's okay and important to love all of you. Please do. Please love yourself to the core of your being. But also step aside yourself, step outside of yourself, outside of just the comfort zone and all these things, and really truly look at the issues that you have in your life that you may not like, that you want to mend, that you want to heal from, that you want to fix, and focus on those. Make those things happen, because all that's going to do is make you love yourself and continue to grow even more than you already do. And you already know you're worth it. Again, I know this episode was probably confusing. It's very short, simple, and to the point, but I wanted to jump on here because I don't ever want people to get confused with absolutely you're perfect, you're amazing, there's nothing else you need to do. Because I know if you're watching this video or you've ever seen me, you realize and you know that that's not true. There's work we all need to do. We all have internal things that we need to heal. We all have external things that we want to make better or heal or work on. So I want you to know that that's normal. That's okay. And it doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. It means that you love yourself even more than you can imagine, because you can step outside of your comfort zone of what you currently know, whether it's anger, whether it's pain, whether it's crying, whether it's weight, whether it's the clothes that you wear, whatever that is. You can step outside of that comfort zone, that box that you're condoning and putting yourself in, and you can heal those things. You can fix those things. You can be better than those things that you don't like about yourself. It means you love yourself more than you imagine. So it's okay, it's normal, and it's really needed. So don't ever feel like you're being insecure or that you hate yourself or you don't like yourself because you're focusing on yourself. I am so proud of people who take that adjustment and they take those things that they know they need to focus on, they know that they need to fix, and they go for it. Doesn't mean that I look at them like, oh wow, they must really hate themselves. I don't. I look at every single person and I want you to love yourself. But I know that when you take that time, you take that effort, and you get beside yourself and outside of yourself enough to say, I'm not perfect. I do love me, but I also want to love me more than I do now by focusing on healing and focusing on dealing with these things that I don't like about myself, or that are not good or conducive or beneficial to me, my family, my relationships, and so forth. I really hope that this video didn't trigger anybody. I hope it did not make you mad. But if it did, definitely express your feelings in the comments below. I would like to hear your views and how you feel about this, because I think it's important that we talk about it. We have these open conversations. But of course, more than anything, you guys are so loved and you matter so deeply. I love you, I hear you, I see you, and I will talk to you guys next time.